can't make it to the Savannah for this year's Carnival shows or for Panorama, don't worry, you won't be missing out, as the Caribbean New Media Group, Cnmg, will be bringing you live coverage. Cnmg has signed an agreement for live television and radio coverage of Carnival 2014. This means the popular frequencies, CTV and Talk City 91.1 FM, will broadcast the major steel band, calypso and mass shows organized by Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Association, TUCO, and the National Carnival Bands Association, NCBA, respectively. The agreement was signed today, Friday, following negotiations that involved the National Carnival Commission. Broadcast begins this weekend with live coverage of the steel band semi-finals from the Queen's Park Savannah, Port of Spain. Cnmg's Chief Executive Officer Ken Ali says coverage of Carnival 2014 again confirms the state media's commitment to the national festival and to local culture in general. This is particularly revealing, he says, in light of the continued indifference to steel band, calypso and mass by so-called national television stations. In addition to NCC events, Cnmg would provide broadcast coverage of other significant Carnival events such as tonight's Ladies' Night Out concert. Cnmg is providing wider Carnival programming this year compared to previous years. Primetime programs include concerts, parties, variety shows, features and interviews. Mr. Ali says Cnmg is deeply committed to the national festival and we are showing that even more than ever this year. He says several innovations have been introduced to the coverage of this year's Carnival and broadcast quality would once more be of international standard. Mr. Ali thanked the Minister of Arts and Multiculturalism, Dr. Lincoln Douglas, and the Minister of Communications, Gerald Hadid, for their roles in negotiating the NCC agreement. As the official Carnival days approach, fetters and masqueraders are once again being cautioned to be alert and to do the right thing to prevent themselves from becoming victims of crime. But the main words of warning from the police are about drinking and driving. They simply say, don't do it, and warn that they'll be watching.
We are employing members of the public to desist from drinking and driving based on the loss of lives that's been happening in the streets over, as you see, last year and to this year. We have so many innocent people have lost their lives because of drinking and driving.
Will there be breathalyzer tests?
There will be a tremendous amount of officers, technicians out there with police officers doing regular stop and searches, inclusive of breathalyzer testing. We'll be outside also those drinking premises to ensure that drunken drivers don't even get into the car.
And when it comes to children's safety for this weekend's Kiddies Carnival in particular, the police are advising parents to ensure their little ones are wearing their identification tags at all times. But in the event that they get lost, officers are ready to deal with it.
Yeah, there'll be children's booth manned by female police officers in the event that a child is lost. That child will remain there secured with that police officers, and they'll communicate with parents based on the information and the tag they're wearing, so that that parent can feel safe and come back and get a child safely. But yet still, we are trying to ensure that parents take proper care and guidance of their children those days.